Have you been wondering how much should I charge for products in my boutique? I've got you. Stay tuned. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily Benson. I am a business consultant and mindset coach for boutique owners. If you like this content, if you're excited about it, smash that like button, hit subscribe. I am a boutique expert and I help boutique owners go from $500 a month to $500,000 a month in their boutique business. You could be next. Yes, yes, yes. I come from a retail and boutique background, so I understand what you're going through and I have the knowledge to help you refine your processes and figure out how to make more money. So that's what we're gonna do right now. This is a commonly asked question. I hear it all the time. I see it in Facebook groups. How much should I charge? How much do I mark up for a product? Well, the answer is 3 times. Now, a lot of people want to fight me on this, but let's talk about it. I'm going to tell you exactly why I teach 3X, because for a long time, and this is what it was like when I entered the boutique world, was everyone was talking about 2.2, 2.5, 2x plus $3. I mean, everyone's got their own weird formula. The only way to make money in retail is the difference between the wholesale price of a product and what you're charging. So the bigger that difference is, the more money you're gonna make. The smaller that difference is, the quicker you're gonna go out of business. You need to understand that profit and markup or margin are not the same number. When you say, oh, I'm getting a high profit on my items, you also probably are spending a ton of money on expenses. You have to realize that profit is once everything is taken out. Margin is that initial markup when you go out and you buy inventory and then you decide how much to charge for it. So if you're not charging enough, you're never gonna make money. Period, end of story. We can fight it all day, but I don't want to. Just do what I say, okay? It's a lot easier. So how do you calculate that 3X markup? Let's put it over here on the screen. So you have a $10 item, you're gonna charge times 3, you get $30. Easy, right? Now you're gonna come back and you're gonna put in the comments, you're gonna be like,
but Emily, do I charge for shipping from my vendor? Do I charge if I have free shipping?
yes, all the things. So let's do the math again. First, let's break down how to calculate shipping costs per unit. Let's imagine we ordered 10 units. It costs $60 for shipping. So that means it costs $6 per piece to get that item to you. Hopefully it was like a sweater or something, because that's a lot of money, but I just made it up in my head. Let's go back to that $10 item. So now we're gonna do a $10 item, we're gonna add $6, and then we're gonna multiply it by 3. That technically should be your retail price. But if you're an online boutique and you're offering free shipping, guess what? You wanna make sure you're covered, my friend. So here's what you've gotta do. You've gotta figure out how much do I wanna pad that retail price to make sure that I make my money back for shipping. I would say you've gotta charge anywhere between $3 and $5 and put that in your price. Let's go back, we had that final retail price, let's bump it up to the top. Let's add on, let's say $3, $3 to $4 for shipping. Let's go to $3.50, okay? $3.50, here's the final retail price. Now you're probably freaking out because that's a lot of money. But the deal is you've got to get a lower wholesale. You've got to get that shipping cost down. So figure out how to do that to you. And you can make this work. I see plenty of people make this work. The other piece of this is you can't let your mindset get in the way of saying, well, I can't charge that. Well, guess what, my friend? You can. Boutiques are allowed to charge a good amount of money. Stop telling yourself you have to have $20 things. You don't. Go to a website like Kohl's or Target. Go look at their clothes. They're not cheap, okay? Like that's where most people are shopping these days. Target, Kohl's, places like that. Most everyone's going out of business. And here's the thing, you get to charge that much because you're doing a lot of work. You have your website up and running, you have all these other expenses, you've got to pay for them, okay? And this is how we actually end up paying for this stuff, is through our markup. Now be honest with me. Are you feeling a little bit nervous about charging 3X? Did you just see that calculation and want to pee your pants because you're so nervous? That's okay. Comment below, tell me you're nervous, or say, girl, I've been charging that all along. I wanna hear how you're charging, how you're marking things up. Tell me about it in the comments below, okay? Now, here's the deal. Maybe you're in a situation where you're like, Emily, I don't live in an area that I can charge that much. If you can sell a lot of volume, meaning you can sell a ton of units of something, you can charge a little bit less. It's always that play on volume versus markup. So a store like Old Navy, they sell a ton of volume. That's why their prices can be so low, because they're buying in bulk. They have a ton of stores. They send you an email every damn day to buy more stuff and give you super cash. There are ways that you can do that. I just don't suggest it, especially for a new boutique. You just don't have the audience yet. You don't have the reach. Every single sale is meaningful for you. And that's the problem, is that so many boutiques are starting up charging really low prices, and then they're going out of business after a year or two because you run out of cash. When you do the math long, I'm gonna screen share right here. I'm gonna disappear for a minute. I'm gonna show you a little bit of math, okay?
Let's talk a little bit more about your scaling situation. So when I say 2x markup versus 3x markup, here is actually the difference in how much money you could make. This is making about $15,000 a month, even just when you're making $200,000 a year with inventory costs, with your markup, 2x versus 3x. Look at this, you guys. So you come down all the way to yearly personal income and you're making $45,000 a year. That's pretty good, $3,700 a month. But look at what happens when you're doing a 3x markup. You end up making $67,500 a year. That's a solid salary. That's just making $200,000 a year. Let's move on and see what happens when you start making $1 million a year, okay? Because that's the goal, obviously. We want to build $1 million businesses here. So this is what the same chart looks like at $1 million. So $1 million a year at a 2x markup. Yes, your yearly personal income is $225,000. That's a good amount of money, okay? I'm not saying that's not enough, but when you scale your business, if you're still at a 2x markup, you're not going to be making as much monthly as you potentially could. The big difference here is in your yearly personal incomes. Imagine at $1 million a year, you're working your butt off, you're having a great time, and you're making $18,000 a month, almost $19,000 a month. There's a huge difference when you do that 3x markup. You could be making almost $30,000 a month, $29,000 a month. That's $10,000 a month more. So look at the difference. You go from making $250,000-ish, $225,000, to making almost $400,000, $348,000. That's a huge difference. That's why I keep talking about, as you scale, your markup becomes even more important, because all your mistakes become amplified the more you make money.
This is so important. If you're having issues with pricing and product assortment, I have a really great bundle called the Pricing Assortment Bundle, and it teaches you how to price things. It teaches you how to build out that assortment, and it's a really low price. So go over and grab that. We'll drop the link below, but that Pricing Assortment Bundle is gonna show you the math. It's gonna teach you how to do this. I hope this helped. I hope you are in a new place where you're like, okay, I'm gonna charge 3x, Emily. I get it. Stop talking about it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. Welcome to Boutique Land. I'm glad we got to hang out this week.